me in, I would like to say, a better way, and I would owe that to the faculty. One of the best parts of Habib is the faculty here. All of the professors that I've studied with have been phenomenal in all the senses. The way they teach, the way they care about you, the way they want you to learn, basically, and not just teach. That is the best part of Habib.
The faculty is amazing, like Hamesha said. One of the biggest things whenever I talk about Habib, I talk about the professors are one of the kindest and most supportive people I've ever met.
I have a wonderful relationship with the faculty. They're so accommodating, they're so loving, and it was such a privilege to be in the light of their wisdom and to see their passion and be led by them. And I'm just so grateful I got to meet them all and learn from them.
They have helped me relearn, rethink about so many things, assumptions that I have come with into the university.
It's very fortunate that Habib के अंदर जो faculty is very open and receptive to your questions, because it has not been my experience, at least in college, कि मैं किसी इतनी आसानी से किसी faculty member को approach कर सकता हूँ जितना Habib में मैं कर सकता हूँ.
All of the instructors that I took throughout my undergraduate journey have really helped me understand the essence of my degree.
I have always felt that I could always reach out to any instructor apart from academics, apart from the course. That mentorship that extends beyond classroom is something that Habib faculty has always offered us.
What they taught us wasn't just limited to the classroom, but it was way beyond that. The way they helped us think outside the box. It wasn't just about code or theory. It was actually about implementing what we learn in real life and connecting to what we learn.
Professors here, the curriculum here, really forces you to get out of your bubble and think of the realities other than yours. They gave me the room to explore. So our professors are always motivating us.
I have always felt supported, whether it be anything academic or non-academic. The faculty genuinely tries to help you and often goes out of their way to support you.
My faculty members have been incredibly supportive. I don't think I would have made it this far without them. I would like to give a special shout out to Dr. Shafaya Labrar,
Sir Abdul Samad, Sir Ramiz Ragib,
Sir Qasim Pasta,
Dr. Wakar,
Aisha Naz,
Sir Hassan, Professor Numan Naqvi,
Dr. Basit Maiman,
Dr. Mujib Zafar,
Sir Salman,
Dr. Farhan Khan. I will remember each and every moment that I spent in his classes.
in every step of the way, they've helped me. So I think it would be very difficult to say goodbye.
Students have done wonderful jobs here. They've given their best, and most of those projects have physical applications within the industry as well. They're asking the right questions from people, from their users, the industry. So they're focusing on real life practical solutions that they want to contribute to the industry.
Majority of them have practicality, so that's what makes them interesting, because they are solving real world problems. It's not theoretical. A lot of these will hopefully become products. The industrialists should come here in hordes, bring their troops, lots of good ideas, lots of very relevant applications, and lots of good innovation.
The kind of age that we live in now, we have all forms of multi-layered, multifaceted issues surrounding us. Many different areas were covered in most of the projects that I saw. I saw some projects related to water, many related to identity, politics, different social stratas.
It was lovely to see the work this time. I was there for the last year jury as well, and the amount of work that you have nowadays is beautiful.
It's very inspiring to see all these ideas. These are students that are using the cutting edge technology, but they come incorporating humanities and human-centered design. Any problem that we come across requires an interdisciplinary approach. So to have that foundation at a very early level, as early as your bachelor's degree level, it's really useful because in the job market, it makes you stand out because you're solving problems. That's what Habib teaches the best, is problem solving.
That feels unreal. I don't believe it.
It's a bittersweet situation. I don't want to leave this place because it feels like home, and I have my family here.
Feels like I just started. I can't believe it's already been 4 years. I just remember still the very first day जो मैं आया university में. I don't feel like बहुत ज़्यादा time गुजरा है मेरा, and that's a good thing because it means कि मज़ा आया है.
I'm counting down the days. I have a whiteboard उस पे लिखा हुआ है 78 days left.
We used to talk about it when we were in freshman year. Now it's happening, and now I'm a bit scared because it's like, okay, adult life.
First day I got to uni, I didn't know how to get in, I didn't know what to do. Lost my ID card, second day of uni.
The person that I was when I came into this university and the person that I am now is very different. So I think I've matured a lot.
I am grateful that I chose Habib. How the interdisciplinary approach to education has helped me foster my thinking.
I've gotten a lot of opportunities as a result of Habib, which I otherwise would not have been able to access. So Malaysia, UADC, also I got the scholarship to go to UC Berkeley through the Learn About program, and general things like that. These are not things I would have otherwise been able to access.
Through Habib University, I got two really good internships, one at Angro, one at Squaresolve, and I feel like it gives you a whole rounded education more than just studies. It's also going to give you practicality.
One of the best parts of Habib, I think, is the faculty here. All of the professors that I've studied with have been phenomenal in all the senses. The way they teach, the way they care about you, the way they want you to learn, basically, and not just teach. That is the best part of Habib.
Support, guidance, and light that the faculty gave me. I discovered a lot of passions. I realized a lot of things about myself that I would not have otherwise. And I'm really grateful for their support through these 4 years.
Time when I took a course and I was at my very low point, but the way my friends pushed me and the course instructor himself made me realize that I'm way more than my grades. I think that will be one of the most favorite memories I cherish after I graduate.
One thing I noticed on the first day I entered is that there's no discrimination between the level you're at as a student, whether final year or freshie. Everybody is treated the same way.
Habib really has that environment which is super welcoming. Everybody's really sweet. Everybody embodies the kindness that our community is known for.
I made friends that I never hoped because I was very introvert when I came in. But now when I'm going out, I think I have good quality friends that I'm taking along with myself.
I really got to meet the most diverse group of people, and I saw these people grow along with me and I grew along with them. It was a wonderful experience and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Habib is the place where I finally got to put that saying to place, which is blood by choice. So I found my family, my chosen family in Habib.
All of those moments that I spent with my friends here, having impromptu parties, going to, I shouldn't be saying this, but going to cafes and bunking our classes, just in the moment kind of thing. Those are the times I'm gonna most, I think, miss.
My most memorable moments have been with my friends, meeting them and spending time with them, sharing my youth with them. It was fun.
It would be finding a home in projects lab for sure, falling asleep in random places and then being told to get up.
I never thought I'd be over 20 and jump on a trampoline, so it was one of the carnivals where our friends were just on it. So that would be something to remember.
Well, the Bayan concert was indeed one of the most memorable moments.
We did a theatre just when we did this research and it was a 3-day thing. There were a lot of big people coming to see us. I think I'll never forget the premiere of that theatre.
It was last semester. I took a class called Art of Kathak, and the final performance was definitely one of the best moments I had.
Right now is pretty memorable because it's last semester and just wearing the gown makes me feel really happy. I didn't know I'd feel this happy.
I'm glad that the 4 years that I spent here are finally coming to a very fruitful end. But of course, leaving a place where I spent my 4 years of my life and building friendships and spending lots of moments and having lots of memories, it also feels sad.
Everyone should be proud that they're graduating after 4 years of working hard.
It feels good. It feels like the end of an arc, a culmination of a lot of things that were happening.
Habib was such an integral part of my life, and leaving it behind is sort of surreal, but I think I'm ready for this next stage in my life.
I don't want to limit it to only one. I would say the experiences I've had with my friends, within my courses and with faculty, I would say it's all been very memorable.
Roller coaster ride.
Interesting.
Memorable.
Balanced.
Growth.
Progressive.
Diverse.
Fun.
Transformative.
Yosen.
Supportive.
Unexpected.
Home.
These 4 years have really shaped me in, I would like to say, a better way, and I would owe that to the fact
Ladies and gentlemen, we request that you please take your seats. Before we begin, I would like to request that you please turn your mobile phones on silent. To ensure a smooth flow, we request that you stay seated during the ceremony. In case of an emergency, exits are located on the sides and at the back of the venue. Please ask the ushers close to you for any assistance, and they will be more than happy to help.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Waqar Salim, and I'm an associate professor of computer science in the Dhanani School of Science and Engineering. And my co-host for this evening is Ruhama Malik, assistant professor communication and design in the School of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. Welcome to Habib University Convocation 2025. The class of 2025, which is our 8th graduating class, represents a truly inspirational group of graduates who have had to show incredible resilience, determination, and agility to adapt. They completed their first few months online due to the COVID pandemic, and then returned to campus to carry on with their academic pursuits. These qualities have shown through as they persevered and worked diligently. They sit here today ready to face the challenges that our country and the world face.
Habib University, the first of its kind liberal arts and sciences university in Pakistan, is bringing about a transformative change to the country's educational landscape. The university encourages academic freedom and the exchange of ideas, and is committed to providing world-class undergraduate education to students from diverse backgrounds. The university does this by utilizing the expertise of accomplished scholars in a state-of-the-art campus and an interdisciplinary curriculum geared to making Habib University students reflective, lifelong learners. All this has been made possible due to our growing community of supporters, our Mohsineen. The video that you are about to watch, which is aptly titled A Tribute to Mohsineen, highlights their foresight and generous support in advancing the mission of Habib University.
This is a tribute to those who didn't just respond to a need. They saw the crisis and they chose to act before anyone else did. In 2014, Habib University wasn't simply built. It was declared a bold, defiant answer to a broken system.
So I wouldn't say it was a risk. We wanted to look at it as a sacred duty.
In a country where higher education is often either inaccessible or uninspiring, you dared to imagine something unprecedented. A world-class institution rooted in equity, excellence, and purpose.
Habib family saw great merit in giving the largest ever grant in Pakistan's history to create and then support a project in higher education.
From that first act of courage, a global community has emerged. They don't just see Habib as an institution, they see it as a moral and intellectual project for Pakistan's future.
Habib is this unique, first of its kind, once in a 400-year event.
Today, 85% of Habib students receive financial support. That is not charity, it is structural redress. Your impact is not just in numbers, it's in thought. It is in a mindset that is ready to ask difficult questions. In students who think critically, act ethically, and lead with passion.
Habib University is a center of excellence for higher education, and it is contributing very effectively in developing the youth in a highly educated workforce.
Everyone should be part of it and should own this university, because this is one of the best places in Pakistan for education.
By far, and I mean by far, the best investment I made is in the Habib University.
as members of the community, it is incumbent upon us to be supporting causes like this, and it is going to have a huge impact on the level of education in Pakistan.
This is our university. This is this country's university. It's a beginning. And we have a long way to go.
Compassionate and committed communities create great institutions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession is now entering the hall. The academic procession is led by the registrar and formed in the following order: graduating students, Following the students in the academic procession are Habib University faculty members, the faculty members are followed by assistant deans and associate deans. Next in the academic procession are the vice presidents, board members, convocation speaker, president, and the chancellor.
To begin the proceedings of the Habib University Convocation 2025, I would like to request Salman Adnan, a computer science major from the class of 2026, for recitation from the Holy Quran and a translation in English and Urdu.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وكذلك أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا وصرفنا وصرفنا فيه من الوعيد لعلهم يتقون أو يحدث لهم ذكرا فتعالى الله ملك الحق ولا تعجل بالقرآن من قبل أن يقضى إليك وحيه وقل رب زدني علما ولقد عهدنا إلى آدم من قبل فنسي ولم نجد له عزما وإذ قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا لآدم فسجدوا إلا إبليس أبى فقلنا يا آدم إن هذا عدو لك ولزوجك فلا يخرجنكما من الجنة فتشقى. And in this way, we have sent it down to you as an Arabic Quran and have detailed in it some warnings in various ways, so that they may fear or it may produce a lesson for them. So high above all is Allah, the true King. And do not hasten with reciting the Quran before its revelation to you is concluded. And say, my Lord, improve me in knowledge. We had given a directive to Adam earlier, then he forgot, and we did not find him in firm resolve. When we said to the angels, prostrate yourselves to Adam, so all of them fell prostrate, except Iblis, who refused. So we said, Adam, this is an enemy to you and to your wife, so let him not expel you from paradise, lest you should get into trouble. और हमने इसी तरह ये वही एक अरबी कुरान की शक्ल में नाजिल की है और इसमें तंबीहात को तरह तरह से बयान किया है ताकि लोग परहेज़गारी इख्तियार करें और ये कुरान उनमें कुछ सोच समझदारी पैदा करे। ऐसी ही ऊंची शान है अल्लाह की जो सल्तनत का हकीकी मालिक है। और ए नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, जब कुरान वही के ज़रिए नाजिल हो रहा हो तो उसके मुकम्मल होने से पहले कुरान पढ़ने में जल्दी ना किया करो और ये दुआ करते रहा करो, मेरे परवरदिगार मुझे इल्म में और तरक्की अता फरमा। और हमने इससे पहले आदम को एक बात की ताकीद की थी, फिर इनसे भूल हो गई और हमने इनमें अज़म नहीं पाया। याद करो वो वक्त जब हमने फ़रिश्तों से कहा था कि आदम को सजदा करो, चुनाचा सब ने सजदा किया, अलबत्ता इब्लीस था जिसने इनकार किया। चुनाचा हमने कहा कि ए आदम, ये तुम्हारा और तुम्हारी बीवी का दुश्मन है, लिहाजा ऐसा ना हो कि ये तुम दोनों को जन्नत से निकलवा दे और तुम मुशक्क़त में पड़ जाओ। सदक़ल्लाहुल अलीयुल अज़ीम।
Jazakallah. We now present our national anthem, performed by the Habib University Orchestra. Some of the students performing in the orchestra are now alumni, making their mark in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise for the national anthem.
Come on.
May I request Mr. Rafiq M. Habib, Chancellor of Habib University, to please declare the convocation formally open.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It is with great pleasure that I declare the convocation open. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. There are few moments in life more meaningful than when a graduate speaks for their class, reminiscing on the shared experiences of their academic journey and sharing their aspirations for the future. It gives me great pleasure to request Iman Ashraf, a comparative humanities major, to please deliver the valedictorian address.
Exactly 3 years, 9 months, and 11 days ago, we were sitting in front of our computers, awaiting the start of the welcoming ceremony, slightly disappointed that we would not step foot on campus right away, but excited nevertheless. It felt surreal back then to start a new chapter in life and to be uncertain about all the experiences awaiting us. And as I stand here today, it feels even more surreal to realize we made it. Respected Chancellor, President Wasif Rizvi, board members, esteemed guest speaker, faculty, staff, families, and most importantly, class of 2025. Before I go any further, please give a round of applause for all of us graduating today and to those who made it possible. I look at this sea of white, purple, and gold in front of me. There are people here we talk to every day. People we remember just by names or faces. And maybe, just maybe, people we are tired of seeing. There is no denying that each one of us had a unique journey. But in trying to do justice to our collective experience, I realized how much we had gone through together. And as we embark on a new journey, this feeling, this connection, this thread of unity persists. In the past 4 years, we obsessed over Rahim Bhai's fries. We laughed at his cliched, fries bhi dal doon, and we mourned the loss of the short-lived Makai stand. We shuddered through Dr. Numan Naqvi shouting at us to remain quiet during the Hikmah lecture. We snickered at Dr. Najib Jan's corny puns, and we listened in awe as Dr. Inam Sahab regaled about the beauty of Urdu. We held the door open for the person running behind us. We passed smiles around like free snacks, and we said salam to each TCT staff we passed by. We made plans every week, albeit unsuccessfully, to go to the gym. We waited eagerly for the next new controversy on the student forum, and we migrated towards the courts at 6:30 sharp. We bonded over PSCS trauma. We played with ChatGPT like a new toy, and we suffered through new AI policies. FII, an exam for an AHSS course? Criminal, absolutely criminal. But each high also had its lows. Half of first year was spent in online classes, and the other half worrying that we will be moving back to online classes. Faculty that we had come to admire moved to other places. We fought for student representation on all matters. We lost people closest to us. We raged as a genocide unfolded in front of our screens with no end in sight. And yet, we weathered, we watched, we withstood. 4 years down the lane, as we stand here again, at the precipice of new possibilities, the uncertainty returns. Maybe it returned the moment you realized you were about to graduate. Maybe it is just hitting you. Who's going to hire us? Where will we go for a master's? Just when will we find our soulmate? For some of us, the answers might already be there. But for those with worry churning in their minds, let me tell you, it's okay. It's okay if you don't have all the answers. It's okay if you feel like you wanted to do more. It's okay if you want to stay a student for a minute more, an hour more, a day more. There is still time. You've got your entire life ahead of you. You'll figure it out. There is little doubt that the world we enter is a tumultuous one. The genocide in Palestine continues to be live streamed with no consequences for the oppressor. Climate change continues to signal the end of lives as we live them today, and authoritarianism continues to rise. As a group of people that underwent massive intellectual growth in the past 4 years, that learned to learn, that were taught to be resilient, it might be tempting to be selfish. It's completely human to be selfish. But if we want the world we wished we had been born into, words need actions. Words like reparative future, thoughtful self-cultivation, Yosen remain words unless there is amal from our end. So as we set goals for the future, the jobs you wish to work and the countries you wish to travel, set some space aside, not just to give back, but also to give forward. Be it the student you help get into Habib, or the beggar you feed by the traffic signal, be it all the trees you plant, or the NGO you build from the grassroots. Give forward and let each act be a step towards justice, care, and collective dignity. Give to your family, your friends, your communities, and to those suffering within and beyond our borders. As the genocide in Palestine happens under global silence, give forward and refuse to be passive. Raise your voice, donate, educate others, and stand in unwavering solidarity with the oppressed. Give forward even in these bleak, desolate times. Give forward so that hope persists. Hope resists, hope builds, and hope becomes change. Signing off, IA 070, class 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Iman. I now request Mr. Wasif Rizvi, President of Habib University, to share his thoughts with us.
So I do agree that there may be uncertainties in the graduate school and career, but we all have borne witness that you've done quite well on the soulmate front. Welcome, 2025. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Adab, Salam. Before I say anything, let's remember Asif Aslam Farooqi on his birthday. Today, on 1st of June, and this is Asif Saab's 5th birthday. Let me acknowledge Habib University's patron, Governor of Sindh, Janab Muhammad Kamran Khan Tasori Sahib. In his absence, he is away for Hajj. Our founding Chancellor of Habib University, Rafiq Habib, who actually changed a lot of travel schedule to be here to preside over our 8th commencement. Thank you, sir. We are truly inspired and honored to have our chief guest and commencement speaker, Mohtarma Dr. Shamshad Akhtar Sahiba, who will be formally introduced by our Vice President, Academic Affairs, but I just want to say a few things. It's fitting to Habib University's Shaping Futures mantra that we are joined today by someone who has spent a lifetime not just navigating the world, but reshaping it. In her exceptional career, she has shattered more glass ceilings than many of us have walked under. She has served as Pakistan's first female governor of State Bank, held top leadership roles at the UN, the World Bank, and the Asian Development Bank. And somewhere in between all of that, she apparently found time to rewrite the manual on economic resilience and institutional reform. Thank you for honoring us, Dr. Saiba. Members of the Board of Governors and the members of Board of Directors of Habib University Foundation, let me acknowledge the ones who are sitting here in alphabetical order. So as always, Amina's name comes first. Amina Sayed, she has pioneered the love of writing, books, and literature in our city. Amir Paracha, a phenomenal corporate leader who's making his global enterprise better by rooting it more here in Pakistan. We are honored to have Justice Agha Faisal Saab, a remarkable legal mind, who at a young age had risen to the distinguished position of a senior jurist as a Justice of Sindh High Court. Dr. Fateh Murray represents Higher Education Commission on our BOG and brings crucial insights regarding urgent issues of Sindh in our conversations. Mohammad Bashir Saab, our recently appointed Chairman of Board of Governors at our university. Indicates Bashir Saab's foundational leadership in nurturing Habib University as one of the leading and unique institutions of higher education in the country. Muslim R. Habib Saab, one of our founding board of directors who for a long time stewarded Habib Public School in becoming a major feeder school to Habib University. Kumail Habib Saab, member of our board of directors and long-serving executive director at Bank Al Habib, and now also the chairman of Habib Education Trust, to guide Habib schools to further excellence. And Salman Barni, a newer member of Habib University Foundation's board, but a long-standing supporter of the university, especially in the corporate world where he has had a distinguished career. Thank you, all of you. Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Amir Hassan. Vice President for Student Affairs, Ms. Yasmin Bano. As always, somewhere active in the background, Vice President for Operations and Finance, Shanur Sultan, who's the dawn of Convocation for leading the Convocation Committee for 8 years already. It's a czar. I do have a suggestion for Dawn to kidnap Taylor Swift's sound crew the next time, right? So we keep falling into this trap of not having a good sound. Associate Dean for Academic Systems and Registrar, Dr. Ishtiaq Makda Saab, esteemed member of the faculty of Habib University, parents, guests, and of course, Habib University's 8th graduating batch, our class of 2025, 2025. So last year's batch, 2024, lucked out a bit because their number is mentioned in one of Asadullah Khan Ghalib's most celebrated ghazals. ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाल यार होता. उसका एक शेर है, उसे कौन देख सकता कि यगाना है वो यकता, जो दूई की बू भी होती तो कहीं दो चार होता. So I used दो चार as a sort of parting gift for 2024. Unfortunately for you, 2025, there is no self-respecting classical ustad of Urdu who would include do panch in any sher. So then I had to ask the contemporary ustad, that's me, to come up with one sher. See if you can spot the difference in style from Ghalib. So arz kiya hai, मर मर के मुकम्मल हुई तुम्हारी तदरीस. मर मर के मुकम्मल हुई तुम्हारी तदरीस, आज के बाद से खुदा हाफिज 2025. इस शेर की खूबी ये है कि ये अगले कई साल चल सकता है, 20-25, 20-26, 20-27, so it's already timeless. There is a tradition at Habib University of bookending the journey of you with 2 tashakkurs. You offered your first one, as our commencement speaker reminded us, 3 years, 9 months, and 11 days earlier. Online, August 22, 2021, during your orientation, I don't know if you remember, I requested you to stand up and acknowledge your parents, caregivers, and guardians who enabled you to be part of higher education experience that is only available to a small percentage of the eligible population globally and to absolutely a small fraction of youth in Pakistan. Now again, 3 years, 9 months, and 11 days later, you'll have the privilege of standing up twice today to offer your gratitude to 2 distinguished groups of remarkable people who have made it all possible for you. First, may I request the class of 2025, 20-25, to please stand up and acknowledge your amazing asatza, your faculty, your rahbars who have nurtured and cultivated your transformation. Salam and adab, members of the faculty at Habib University. You are indeed the not-so-secret ingredient of what makes Habib University intellectually distinct. You may be seated. Abhi aapko dobara khada karte hain. Before I mention the second remarkable group and invite you to stand again, let me share some facts. Can I have my presentation up? Just to clearly demonstrate the scale of their impact and contribution on you. Right? This is unimaginable. We have already distributed $32 million in scholarship and financial aid. Right? 85% of students, about 1,900 out of 2,264 who have graduated, have received this support. Aaj ke din, 237 students will inshallah walk today. Iske baad wala hai. While the fee for everyone is hugely subsidized, even the full-paying ones, supposedly full-paying ones, still, you can see 197 of them, 84% of them received various forms of scholarships and financial aid. Just to put it in context, Princeton University, that has the highest per student endowment in the world, $3 million per student, a total of $27 billion endowment, claims to support, bade fakhar se, only 55% of their students. And here we are supporting regularly more than 80%. I especially want to acknowledge 122 of you, class of 2025, who received the Distinguished Named Scholarship or Grant, with a major portion of your fee covered or in its entirety many times. Next. This is a beautiful collage of folks who have made it possible. Some of them are here, some of them are not. Let's acknowledge them. So, इस साल शहबाज यासीन मलिक Hilton Pharma are graduating 31 named scholarships and grants. Muhammad Ali Habib family continues to support 14 named scholarships and grants. Nargis and Shahid Surti supported 12 named scholarships and grants. Sohail Tabba has supported 9 scholars. Abbas D. Habib has supported 8 scholars. Mia Abdullah and his foundation have supported 6. Angro Corporation, badi khushayin baat hai, companies and corporations are stepping up, 6. Abdul Razak Musa Saab from South Africa is supporting 5 scholars. Tariq and Rahim Rafi have supported 5 scholars. HBL have supported 3 scholars. Dawood Foundation, Azif Sharif have supported 2 each, and there's a number of companies and individuals who have supported 1 each, and this adds up to 122 massive scholarships and grants out of class of 237, which is remarkable. Now I would like for you to once again rise and applaud the contribution of the Mohsineen. Many of them are seated here. Please. Fa'atamullaha sawabud dunya wa husna sawabul akhirah wallahu yuhibbul mohsineen. This is the ayat which is etched at the entrance of Habib University to serve as a permanent reminder of all the help, mentoring, and support given to you in your journey of Yosen. Few other acknowledgements are definitely in order. Teams that you know well, Office of Student Recruitment and Admissions. Last year, inka naam hum bhul gaye the, so we ensured that we start with them. But they also did a remarkable job of recruiting all of you in the most extreme days of COVID lockdowns. So yeah, well done. Office of Student Finance, I hope they improved. Right? Office of Academic Performance, Office of Academic Systems and Registrar, the University Library, Office of Student Life, Office of Health and Wellness, Office of Career Services. Thank you so much, all of you. अब वो teams जो थोड़ा behind the scenes हैं, Office of Administration and Facilities, Office of Resource Development, Office of Marketing and Communication, Office of Undergraduate Education and Accreditation, Office of Teaching and Learning, Office of Academic Operations, Office of Institutional Development and Global Engagement, Office of People and Culture, the artist formerly known as HR, Office of Institutional Research, Narrative Messaging and Archival Unit, Information Technology Department, Finance Department, Safety, Security and External Affairs Department, and Office of Alumni Affairs, who have hacked into all of your phones already. Class of 2025, just the closing on some somber note. I changed the first verses of Diwan-e Hafiz for last year to highlight the devastation of reality. Sadly and agonizingly, it seems that this change is here to stay. Allah ya ayyuha saqi adir ka asa wa nawal ha ke ishq mushkil namood awwal wali uftad mushkil ha. Your journey started amidst a global crisis of pandemic, but now prepare yourself to walk consciously into a world on fire. As we speak, the land of Gaza is convulsing under the weight of violence so systematic, so unrepentant, it tears open the illusion that we live in a post-colonial, post-racist, post-war world. No. What we are witnessing today is not a breakdown of the modern world order. It is its true face completely revealed. What is Gaza, if not the cruel echo of centuries of dispossession? What is the silence around it, if not the inherited apathy of a global system built on the bones of Africa, the ashes of Americas, and the plunder of Asia? 3 continents murdered, 2 enslaved, 1 myth of Western civilization erected upon these ruins. The war of empire never ended. They merely shifted forms. What we call progress is just a more efficient form of cruelty. What a multi-trillion-dollar PR machine celebrates as modernity has been, in truth, a 500-year campaign of planetary extraction, of resources, of bodies, and of meaning. And yet, here you are, class of 2025. You do not arrive at the gates of this world in ignorance, because you were formed at Habib University, a rare space in today's world, a space that has refused to sell your mind for utility or your soul for credentials, a space that instead opened a portal. The portal is Yosen. Do not let it become a slogan in your rearview mirror. It is not a slogan. It is a metaphysical stance. Yosen is an orientation of being. It does not seek to perform goodness. It seeks to become it. At the heart of Yosen is Hasan, the cultivation of inner beauty, goodness, and generosity, the transformation of self through giving, and then Ihsan, the ability to bring that cultivate goodness into the world with consciousness, clarity, and the intention to heal. وَأَحْسَنُوا كَمَا أَحْسَنَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكَ. Do good, just as God has done good unto you. This is an ayat from Surah Qasas. This is the grounding you were given, not in slogans of the market, but in the rhythms of the sacred. And now it is time for you to carry this burden. But again, let us remember, burden is not a curse in our tradition. It is a trust. The Prophet ﷺ, just before departing from this world, said, Inni tariku fikum as-saqlain, kitab Allah wa itrati wa ahli bayti. I leave behind among you two weighty trusts, the book of God and my family. Hold fast to them and you will never go astray. This hadith is not merely historical, it is ontological. It teaches us that truth is weighty, the guidance is heavy, and that to live consciously is to carry this saqal, the sacred burden of memory, of justice, of responsibility. So when I say you are burdened, I do not speak of despair, I speak of dignity. You now carry the burden of seeing what others are trained to ignore, the burden of truth in an age of noise, the burden of moral clarity in a time of engineered confusion. You are now the bearer of this trust. And yes, it is weighty, but it is weight that dignifies. In a world obsessed with escaping meaning, you are called to inhabit it, to give, to repair, to plant, even in ruins. Do not let your education become a credential. Do not let your education become a credential. Let it be a lamp. Do not let your awareness become a performance. Let it be your offering. The world does not need more clever professionals. It needs truthful witnesses. It needs stewards of memory, defenders of life, preservers of beauty. Our traditions nurtures us with this conviction. وَقُلْ جَاءُ الْحَقَّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلِ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا. Say, truth has come and falsehood has vanished. Indeed, falsehood is ever bound to vanish. Class of 2025, your task is not to win the world. It is to refuse its violence. It is to protect meaning in an age of nihilism. It is to practice Yosen as a stewardship, as a sanctuary, as sacrifice. Walk into this storm, but not alone. Walk with the light you have been given. Walk with remembrance. Walk with love. And may your burden never be something you resent, but always a sacred trust you rise towards. Allazina hum la manatihim wa ahdihum ra'un. And they are those who are faithful to their trusts and their covenants. We all pray that it's you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Rizvi. I now request Vice President Academic Affairs, Dr. Amir Hassan, to introduce the commencement speaker.
Chancellor Rafiq M. Habib, members of the board, President Wasif Rizvi, faculty and staff of Habib University, guests, proud parents, and of course the stars of tonight, our graduating students from class of 2025, Adab. Commencement is not just a ceremony, It's a moment of quiet power, a powerful pause between all that has been learned at Habib and all the potentialities and the possibilities that can be imagined and curated. And in such moments, it helps to hear from someone who has walked boldly through the thresholds of change, who has stood, as you now do, on the edge of possibility and chosen not to conform, but to challenge. And it is only fitting that on such a day, we welcome a speaker whose life has been a journey across thresholds, from Hyderabad to Karachi to Islamabad, and to the corridors of global power, from classrooms to boardrooms, from ideas to impact. It is my profound honor to introduce Dr. Shamshad Akhtar, a development economist, a global policy architect. Dr. Akhtar has led the State Bank of Pakistan, a senior leader at the United Nations, the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank. Her presence in these spaces wasn't a quiet arrival. It was a redefinition of what leadership looks like when driven by intellect, courage, and care. With a PhD in economics and master's in development economics from UK, a Fulbright postdoctoral fellow at the Department of Economics at the Harvard University, she was the first governor of the State Bank of Pakistan, the first female caretaker finance minister, the first female chairperson of the Pakistan Stock Exchange, the first female chairperson, Sweet Southern Gas Company, and the list goes on and on and on. She's an extraordinary Pakistani, a towering intellect, a resilient woman whose life's work resonates deeply with the mission and values of Habib University. At Habib, we nurture a kind of education that is both rooted and radical, an education that seeks Yosen, thoughtful excellence, ethical imagination, and service beyond the self. Her story echoes the journey of so many resilient women who, despite being told to speak softly or wait their turn, went ahead and wrote their own chapters anyway, who stayed down systems and boardrooms and said, "Not today." Dear graduates, you too are stepping into a world that will ask you to conform, to compromise, to not question the status quo. Let Dr. Akhtar remind you that you can choose otherwise, that you can walk forward not with arrogance but with grace, not with fear but with the resolve, not to fit in but to shape what is to come. She's a reminder to all of us, especially to our graduates, that strength and emotional intelligence or care are not opposites, and that resilience does not always roar. Sometimes it simply refuses to retreat. Please join me in welcoming a woman of rare brilliance and whose words today may very well chart the next steps of your own journey, Dr. Shamshad Akhtar.
इसको थोड़ा पीछे कर। Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum to everybody. President of Habib University, Wasif Rizvi Saab. It is because of him I'm here. He is totally inspirational, as you would testify now after his presentation. How can you refuse him? After a long trip coming from Astana and a miserable time on flights, I had to say, okay to him, I'll come. Dear students, distinguished parents, faculty members, and all other guests, at the outset, let me congratulate all graduating students of 2025 class. I'm sure there's a lot that you can look forward to. I must say I never was able to attend any of my convocation, So I'm delighted to be attending over, 225 students' convocation or some number like that. I'll try to be very brief on my own background, which has nothing to do with my degrees, but to say the major driver for who I am and who I ended up being over the years. And as I evolved, it was my father, Mr. Munir Akhtar, Federal Secretary of Ministry of Finance. He told everybody, and I'm talking about old times when women were not either educated or kept at home, or there was a resistance by the family's elders that you can't leave girls out. He allowed me to go abroad when I was only 20 years old, which was a major shock to a lot of people. Now, of course, you all have the world to go to, and I'm sure your parents will be supporting you with full heart, like my father did. Let me tell you that I was searching for motivational quotes. And because I'm going to be speaking on climate dynamics, I was looking for President Obama's quote, who was instrumental in supporting United Nations for adoption of climate accord called Paris Agreement that was signed with great difficulty and opposition from a number of countries in 2016. The opposition was that if you try to address environment, you will stifle growth. And then we presented in the group of 20, the G20, that it is far from that. On the contrary, addressing climate will spur growth. So a lot of struggle has gone into the Paris Agreement, and I would encourage you to read it up. It's an accord which was created and adopted with great difficulty, but it is guiding path for everybody. The Treaty of Climate Change, the treaty covers climate change, mitigation, and adaptation. I recall talking to the world leaders with United Nations Secretary General in Paris and also in New York, convincing that climate will safeguard the world and its population, which is growing at a very fast pace. So all we need to do is be focused on climate action. So while I could not track President Obama's quote, given that I was writing this in a rush, I must say I was startled by reading the quote from Michelle Obama, wife of President Obama, that captures well my experience. One of the lessons that I grew up was to always stay true to yourself and never let what somebody else says distract you from your goals. Unquote. Please keep this quote always in your mind, because when you're working, there's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of adverse competition. There's a lot of noise in the system. And as long as you are clear-headed, committed, you will be on the right path for yourself. In presenting my work on climate change dynamics and finance, it is important to recognize that in the real world, we must care for nature, ecology, and ecosystem. look at the whole of the system, as they say. Protection and preservation has to be an integral part of development. No development is sustainable without nature, ecology, and ecological standards. It may sound to be expensive, but in long term, it is cheaper. Over the past decades, global climate, a cross-border phenomenon, has worsened. The World Meteorological Organization forecasts that global temperatures have risen and are likely to rise further in the range of 1.2 to 1.9 degrees. In Asia, indicators are alarming as surface temperatures, glacier retreat in Pakistan itself, and sea levels have risen. Lots of Asian economies are below sea level. Most of geography, in fact, is below sea level already. It's all a man-made disaster, as we used to say. Growing warming and the associated vulnerabilities and risks have resulted in significant losses of human lives and finance. Forecast is that inherent dangers to global and regional economies and their ecosystem, people and infrastructure will be phenomenal and scary. It's not to scare you, but to prepare you to be committed to preserving nature. Pakistan is ranked 5th most vulnerable country to climate change, even though it contributes only about 0.88% of world's greenhouse gas emission. Isn't that ironical? World Bank ranks Pakistan's vulnerability 37 out of 171. Adverse climate generates significant economic and social adversities, in particular multidimensional poverty. Securing right level and quality of climate financing is critical for Pakistan. With strategic and efficient planning, innovation, and wider participation of public, this threat could be transformed into great opportunities. In particular, it can promote sustainability and prosperity of our economy and people. Climate investments required for a response to Pakistani climate challenges in 2030 are estimated to be in the range of $40 to $50 billion per year. Ironically, Pakistan's total current climate financing flows are estimated at only 1/6 to 1/8 of the requirement. Climate change has accelerated the frequency of natural disasters, such as floods, drought, cyclones, shifts in weather patterns, reduction in fresh water supplies, and declining agriculture productivity. It costs a lot if you add up the arithmetics of all this. Pakistan, at Conference of Parties, what is famously called COP26, declared it aims for a 50% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2030, including a 15% target reduction using country's own resources and a 35% target reduction subject to availability of international grant financing. As a nation, we ought to recognize the lethal consequences of climate changes. We need deliberations to offer perspectives on the climate strategy, explore avenues for financing an enormous funding gap, and strategizing insights towards pathways. Let me offer a few critical insights. First, Pakistan's climate vulnerabilities are likely to compound because of own recklessness, transmission of growing cross-border vulnerabilities and risks. Of course, we have enemies on different sides that are affecting the flow of waters here, but the fact of matter is there is no barrier to climate. It's all up there. So it affects you. And of course, the second major crisis we have is the demographics. And the pressures are growing. Securing climate finance is an imperative for Pakistan, as climate change is one of the biggest risks given the rise in warming levels, and country, as I said, is below sea level. My second point is that projected total cost of climate inaction in Pakistan, as estimated by UK study, is US $250 billion, is going to be $250 billion by 2030, and about US $1.2 trillion by 2050. This estimate is based on critical vulnerabilities faced by Pakistan, such as, I mentioned, population displacement, damage to physical assets and settlements, the cost of relocation, economic damages caused by agriculture, crops, livestock, and textile sectors. My third point is that given inherent risks, IMF staff report findings are that a climate shock will lead to a 3% decline in GDP, which remains well below its steady state, even 13 years after the shock. This evidence is in IMF's latest report. Everybody talks about the economy and other things. This gets missed out, and I met the IMF delegation when I was in Islamabad a few days back, and IMF is going to have conditions relating to how do we manage the climate. And there is dedicated funding that IMF offers to its clients' countries. Notably, if an additional 1% of GDP on top of the conventional public investment ratio is invested in adaptation infrastructure, Pakistan GDP will return to its steady state 5 years after the shock. So here is empirical evidence confirming the positive impact. My fourth point, climate action is and has to be significant priority. Its short-term challenges, that is to compound in emerging and distant future. Pakistan's climate scenario points to rise in above global temperature averages, which would impact frequency and intensity of disasters, food and water scarcity, agriculture, and human health. Sea levels rise would threaten coastal infrastructure, as it has done in Japan and Indonesia. Lethal impacts history has been written pretty painfully of some of the countries that have gone through these adversities. So biodiversity is also at risk, and the overall economy faces a major shock when this happens. A global 3.3-degree warming could lead to a reduction in crop yields by up to 19% for maize, 16% for wheat, and 8% for rice, and high incidence damage to several species and disproportionate impact on marginalized groups. So we will have food insecurity if we do not address this issue. To implement climate financing pathways requires, as I said, a whole of economy approach to protect nature and drive inclusive socio-economic development for Pakistan. Let me just briefly elaborate on these thoughts. Nationally determined contribution and national adaptation plans through nationally determined contribution and national adaptation plans, which is the jargon, of course, related to commitments of the countries relating to the Conference of Party Commitments, Pakistan has established sector-based goals, action plans, key performance indicators, and identified respectively responsible stakeholders. It took a long time for countries to agree to all this, which I'm capturing in few minutes. Strategic approach towards maximizing and optimizing climate finance is critical now, given the country's international debt burden and limited domestic private financing sources. Financing for multilateral development banks should now be prioritized towards adaptation and resilience projects, tackle policy barriers, and leverage local private financing participation through blended finance mechanism, through the de-risking tools and concessional loans, so and so forth. Another point which is important is to tap and deploy climate financing. Pakistan needs to nurture local green financial markets backed by innovative green financing tools and solutions and their associated suitable implementation mechanism to leverage a wider market participation for meeting the targeted climate finance. Furthermore, the line ministries and the provincial governments need to come together and have common and harmonious approaches. Pakistan's legal and institutional framework for public-private partnership at the federal and provincial levels need to be fortified from a climate lens by integrating climate-related costs and consideration in project design and evaluation stages. To conclude, quantum and quality of climate finance required is significant, and progress on this journey is underway. Let me end by reinforcing Zig Ziglar, a prominent American author and a thinker, and the quote is, "Your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude." Let me repeat, your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. So think high. What you get by achieving goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. Thank you, Wasif Saab, for having me here.
Thank you, Dr. Akhtar. May I now request the Chancellor to please give a memento as a token of appreciation for her wonderful words.
May I please request the Chancellor to share his thoughts with us?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It's wonderful to see all of you here today. I know you're anxious. I won't keep you long. I promise. Mr. Vasif Rizvi, you did such a comprehensive job of thanking everyone and everything. Leaves me very little to say. I would like to acknowledge you for your very deep and thought-provoking speech. I would like to acknowledge our Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Vice President for Student Affairs. And most of all, I would like to acknowledge you, the students of class of 2025. Today is your day, but I would be failing if I failed to acknowledge my wife for her endless support and encouragement and through the hard days and the good days. Thank you. I bow my head in gratitude to Almighty Allah for granting us the privilege of coming together today to celebrate the 8th graduating ceremony of Habib University. To Dr. Shamshad Akhtar, for honoring us with your presence and your enlightening speech. Thank you. To the parents, thank you for your trust in us and sending your child to Habib University. I hope today, as you watch them walk across the stage, you will feel a deep sense of pride and satisfaction, as I do today when I watch them. Thank you, parents. To our dedicated faculty for your tireless commitment, for your hard work, for your passion for teaching, for having played a central role in the shaping of the minds and future of these bright young graduates. Thank you, faculty. Finally, last but not least, students. You are who make Habib University truly special. Your enthusiasm, your curiosity, your active participation in academic and curricular activity, and the strong bond you have built with each other all goes to define the spirit of this institution. As you leave now, you are equipped with the finest undergraduate education available in Pakistan. Wherever your future path takes you, be it further studies, a meaningful job, a family business, your own entrepreneurial journey, I am confident you are ready. Before I go, as always, I like to share some advice in my many years of life experience. 1, refrain from envy. It only eats away your own peace and happiness. 2, anger. Whenever you're angry, take 3 deep breaths before you speak or react. Actions taken in anger are often regretted later. 3, look for solutions as often as possible. Complaining and blaming others only takes away and weakens you. It takes away your power. 4th, always speak the truth and do the right thing. Always do the right thing, even when no one is watching. Last, but definitely not the least, be humble. When you are humble, people will respect you. And this is one of the key. Controlling your ego is one of the keys to success in life. I know these rules are not easy to live by, but consistent practice of these becomes the foundation for a successful, happy life and one full of wisdom. As you prepare to leave these halls and step into the next chapter of your lives, I wish you all health, fulfillment of your dreams, and great success. May Allah bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you the graduating students of the School of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences 2025. May I request President Rizvi to please confer the degrees to the graduating students. And I request the University Registrar, Dr. Ishtiaq Makta, to assist. We will begin with the graduating class of the Comparative Humanities Department. Beginning with Ahmed Ali. Amin Mahmood. Fatma Javed, Hilton Pharma Excellence Scholar. Hania Nasir. Iman Ashraf. Madiha Akhtar. Madiha Maqsood, Abdul Rahman HU Top Scholar. Maham Shahab, recipient of Hilton Pharma Grant. Nehel Naib. Soha Sajad. Tasneem Ali Lanewala. We now present to you the graduating students of the Communication and Design Department, beginning with Abdul Wajid Usman. Amal Ahmed. Amna Rizwan. Anusha Irshad, Abdul Qadir Mirajwala, HU Top Scholar. Arisha Akbar Haji Saleh, recipient of Hilton Pharma Grant. Ayan Kamran Mir. Bilal Shams Khan. Ehsan Ali Said. Iman Rafi. Farazeen Zehra. Fasiuddin Khan. Hana Ismail Mapara. Harim Abdul Rauf, Hilton Pharma HU Top Scholar. Haya Imtiaz. Huria Zamir. Hamna Athar. Inaya Said. Khushbakht Shafkat, Hilton Pharma Excellence Scholar. Manur Usmani, Rafi HU Top Scholar. Manur Temur. Manal Farooq. Maria Bakar, Syed Azhar Hussain Rizvi, HU Top Scholar. Maria Khuzema Darukhanawala, Abdullah Foundation HU Top Scholar. Masuma Rehan, recipient of Nargis and Shahid Surti Grant. Mehreen Sheriar, Nargis and Shahid Surti Merit Scholar. Mikhail Ali Tariq. Mohsen Muhammad Ali. Morsh Khan, Nargis and Shahid Surti Merit Scholar. Muhammad Abdullah. Nabiha Ghani. Neha, Suhail Tabaz, HU Top Scholar. Nusrat Zehra Kazmi, Engro Corporation, HU Top Scholar. Rahina Shiraz Lalani, recipient of Nargis and Shahid Surti Grant. Riman Hassan, recipient of Hilton Pharma Grant. Sania Motlani. Simona Amir Sutter. Shagufta Kareem, Janabai Hussain Ali Sharif Family, HU Top Scholar. Shanze Yusuf. Sheza Qazi. Shiza Fatma. Suhaiba Shoaib, Muhammad Ali Habib Family HU Top Scholar. Sumaya Ali. Syed Hassan Raza. Syed Hassan Rizwan. Sayyida Mahe Batul. Sayyida Zainab Zera Rizvi, Muhammad Ali Habib Family HU Top Scholar. Tanya Tayyib. Yusra Batul, Dr. Zeba Barlas and Ali Sarwar Barlas, HU Top Scholar. Zainab Moyuddin. Zara Zia Yaqub. Zoha Taira, Abdullah Foundation HU Top Scholar. Zoya Kashif Sadr. Next, we will present the graduating class from the Social Development and Policy Program. Abiha Farooq Niazi, Nargis and Shahid Surti Merit Scholar. Ahmed bin Arif. Elena Asim. Alina Berbhoy. Ali Faisal, Hilton Pharma Merit Scholar. Ali Tufail Arbab, recipient of Hilton Pharma Grant. Alina Mari. Aliza Sheikh, Hilton Pharma Excellence Scholar. Amna Raza Naqvi. Amsal Malik, Hilton Pharma Excellence Scholar. Anosha Nangraj, Muhammad Ali Habib Family HU Top Scholar. Ansa Ashfaq. Anam Afra, Nargis and Shahid Surti Merit Scholar. Aksa Zahir. Asad Ali, Suhail Daba HU Top Scholar. Asya Azad, Janabai Hussain Ali Sharif Family HU Top Scholar. Ayman Malik, recipient of Hilton Pharma Grant. Azmir Mansouri. Basel Ahmed Awan. Dania Shahid. Danial Ahmed, recipient of Hilton Pharma Grant. Dua Motashim. Isha Asif. Isha Amin. Fatima Aslam, recipient of Hilton Pharma Grant. Fawaz Ahmed, Rupani Foundation Yosen Scholar. Fida Hussain, Asam Zamiri HU Top Scholar. Filza Beg, Hilton Pharma Merit Scholar. Fiza. Hassan Jazar. Hina Ahmed, Engro Corporation HU Top Scholar. Inaya Khan, Rafi Excellence Scholar. Khadija Farheen, Hilton Pharma HU Top Scholar. Manur Zahid. Maliha Irfan. Maniha Ayub, Hilton Pharma Excellence Scholar. Maria Jan Alawala. Mariam Raza, Rafi HU Top Scholar. Muhib Asad Chandna. Muhammad Faizan Amin. Muhammad Zaman Umar Sheikh, recipient of Nargis and Shahid Surti Grant. Munasa Fatma, Abdullah Foundation Yosen Scholar. Munira Jamal. Qazi Basat Khabar. Ramla Ishtiyaq, Hilton Pharma Excellence Scholar. Rida Fatma. Sahar Makhani, Zubeda Kochinwala HU Top Scholar. Sanya Awais, recipient of Hilton Pharma Grant. Sara Essen. Sara Sheikha. Shahira Sami. Shamir Khan. Shazeen Shafiq. Shiza. Simra Agha. Soha Murad, recipient of Hilton Pharma Grant. Sayyid Muhammad Raza Hamdani. Sayyid Zashir Muhammad Naqvi, Muhammad Ali Habib Family Yosen Scholar. Sayyida Maryam Miraj. Sayyida Soha Zaka. Silvana Khan, Nargis and Shahid Surti Merit Scholar. Taimur Hamid. Wase Usmani. Zuhair Munib, Nargis and Shahid Surti Merit Scholar.
That completes the School of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. We now present to you the graduating students of the Dhanani School of Science and Engineering 2025. May I request the President and Registrar to please stay on stage to confer the degrees. We start with the graduating batch of the Computer Engineering program. The first recipient is Danial. Danial is an Anglo Corporation HU Tops Scholar. The next recipient is Huzaifa Tariq Ahmed. Huzaifa is a Muhammad Ali Habib Family Yosen Scholar. Receiving her degree next is Javeria Asfar. Javeria is a Muhammad Ali Habib Family HU Tops Scholar. Next is Laiba Abid. Laiba is a Dawood Foundation Yosen Scholar. No introductions, Sadiqa Mushtaq. Nargis Jahan Beg and Mirza Ali Haider Beg Yosen Scholar. Samia Ali Zaidi. The next recipient is Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan is a Suhail Taba HU Tops Scholar. Rounding up the computer engineering graduates is Sayyid Asghar Abbas Zaidi. We now commence with the graduates of the computer science program. The first computer science graduate is Abbas Hussain Paliwala. Abbas is a Dawood Foundation Yosen Scholar. Receiving his computer science degree next is Abdullah Junejo. Next in line is Abiha Zehra. Abiha is a Faisal Islami HU Tops Scholar. Ahmad Ali. Ahmad is an Anglo Corporation HU Tops Scholar. Next is Ahmad Shoaib. Receiving his degree now is Ehsan Azimi. Ehsan Azimi is a Salatin Trust HU Tops scholar. Next, with a colorful hat, is Ali Muhammad Asad. Ali is a Dawood Habib Memorial Trust Excellence Scholar. The next computer science graduate to receive his degree is Ali Zain. Next is the second Ali Zain Sardar. Ali Zain Sardar is a Hilton Pharma Merit Scholar. Up next is Amar Ahmad Khurram. Now receiving his degree is Anas bin Yusuf. Anas is the recipient of the Hilton Pharma Grant. Following is Arisha Amir. Arisha is an Abdullah Foundation HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate is Asad Muhammad. Asad is a Dawood Habib Memorial Trust Excellence Scholar. The next CS graduate is Asadullah Chaudhry. Asad is a Kazim and Nazakat Excellence Scholar. Receiving her degree next is Aisha Afzal Godil. Aisha is followed by Aisha Saeed. The next computer science graduate is Ayla Imad. Receiving her computer science degree next is Batul Ali Akbar. Batul is an HBL Foundation HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate is Burhanuddin. Burhanuddin is a Muhammad Ali Habib Family HU Tops scholar. The next graduate is Bushra. Bushra is a Suhail Taba HU Tops scholar. Following Bushra is Danial Kareem. The next CS graduate is Dua Batul. Dua is a Ghani and Tayyab Group Yosen scholar. Following Dua Batul is Dua A Samin. The next computer science graduate is Iman Khurram. Following Iman is Fatima Tariq. Fatima is a Nadir Hoshang Dinshaw Yosen scholar. The next computer science graduate is Hamad Aziz Sheikh. Hamad Aziz Sheikh is not here, but Hamad Nadeem Khan is here. Hamad Nadeem Khan is the next CS graduate. Following Hamad Nadeem Khan is Hamad Sajid. Hamad Sajid is a Hilton Pharma HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate is Harim Siraj. Harim is a Suhail Taba HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate to receive her degree is Hijab Fatima. Hijab is a Muhammad Ali Habib Family Yosen scholar. Following Hijab is Humayun Hassan. Humayun is a recipient of the Hilton Pharma Grant. The next computer science graduate is Hunain Ahmad Sheikh. The next graduate is Iqra Ahmad. Following Iqra Ahmed is Iqra Asfar, who is a Suhail Taba HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate is Kushal Chandani. Following Kushal is Laiba Zahra. Laiba is an Abdul Razak Musa HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate is Mehwish Ahmed. The next graduate is Maria Rizwan, who is not here. So the next graduate to receive his computer science degree is Muhammad Abu Bakr Mirza. Muhammad Abu Bakr Mirza is a Suhail Taba Excellence Scholar. The next computer science graduate is Muhammad Aman. Muhammad Aman is a Muhammad Ali Habib family HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate to receive his degree is Muhammad Arif Kazmi. Muhammad Arif Kazmi is a Muhammad Ali Habib family Yosen scholar. The next computer science graduate is Muhammad Arsalan Hussain. Arsalan is an Abdul Razak Musa HU Tops scholar. Following Arsalan is Muhammad Huzaifa Riaz. Huzaifa is a Nargis and Shahid Surti merit scholar. The next computer science graduate to receive his degree is Muhammad Khubaib. Khubaib is a Hilton Pharma Excellence Scholar. The next computer science graduate to receive his degree is Muhammad Shehzar Khaliq. Shehzar is a Hilton Pharma Excellence Scholar. Now receiving his degree is Muhammad Shoaib Khurshid. Shoaib is a Rafi Excellence Scholar. The next computer science graduate is Muhammad Tahir Ghazi. Muhammad Tahir Ghazi is an Abdul Razak Musa HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate is Muhammad Taimur Azim Ansari. Taimur is an Abdul Razak Musa HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate from the class of 2025 is Muhammad Talha Salani. Talha is an Abdullah Foundation HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate is Muhammad Uzair Rafiq. Uzair is a Nargis and Shahid Surti HU Tops scholar. The next computer science graduate is Muhammad Yushe. Following Yushe is Momina Khurram. The next computer science graduate is Musaib. Musaib is a recipient of the Hilton Pharma grant. Now the ever popular Muzammil Kamran Sattar. Muzammil is an Abdullah Foundation Excellence Scholar. The next computer science graduate to receive her computer science degree is Nabila Zahra. Nabila is a Dawood Habib Memorial Trust Excellence Scholar. Following Nabila is Neil Kans Lakhani. The next computer science graduate from the class of 2025 is Oais Ejaz. Oais is a Suhail Taba HU Tops scholar. Now to be outdone by Oais Ejaz is Oais Waheed. Oais Waheed is a Fawad Cochinwala HU Tops scholar. Following Oais is Rabia Shahab. The next computer science graduate is Rania Siddiqui. Next to receive his computer science degree is Raza Hashim Nizamani. Raza is a Hamid D. Habib Memorial Trust Excellence Scholar. Receiving her computer science degree next is Saira Junaid. Next to receive her computer science degree is Samia Khalid. The next computer science graduate is Sarim Tahir. Next to receive her degree is Sara Ali Akbar. Sara is a Hamid D. Habib Memorial Trust Merit Scholar. Receiving his computer science degree now is Shayan Shoaib Patel. Shayan is a Rafi Excellence Scholar. The next recipient is Sidra Amir. Sidra is an HBL Foundation Yosen Scholar. Receiving her degree now is Simal Anjum. Following Simal is Sudes. Sudes is the recipient of the Hilton Pharma Grant. Sudes is followed by Sayyid Ahad Ali. Sayyid Muhammad Ali Naqvi. Anglo Corporation HU Top Scholar. Receiving his computer science degree now is Sayyid Muhammad Athar Hashmi. The next recipient of the computer science degree is Sayyid Nisar Hussain. Nisar is a Muhammad Ali Habib family Yosen scholar. The next computer science graduate is Sayyid Rayan Irfan. Now receiving her computer science degree is Sayyida Haya Fatima. Sayyida Haya Fatima is an Ali Nathani Yosen scholar. The next computer science graduate is Sayyida Rija Hassan Abidi. Following Rija is Vania Imran. The next computer science graduate is Zain Ali Ahmad. Zain is a Muhammad Ali Habib family Yosen scholar. Receiving her computer science degree now is Zainab Haider. Zainab Haider is a Muhammad Ali Habib family Yosen scholar. Following Zainab Haider is Zainab Raza. Zainab Raza is a Hamid D. Habib Memorial Trust Merit Scholar. Rounding up the graduates of the computer science program is Zarak Khan. Zarak is a recipient of the Hilton Pharma Grant. Our last group of graduates comprises the graduates of the electrical engineering program. First, to receive her electrical engineering degree is Afsa Haider. Afsa is a Hamid D. Habib Memorial Trust Excellence Scholar. Following Afsa is Azhar Ali. Azhar is a Suhail Taba HU Tops scholar. Next to receive her electrical engineering degree is Batul Zehra Lada. Batul is an HBL Foundation HU Tops scholar. Following Batul is Bisma Behlim. Bisma is a Zinat Shah HU Tops scholar. The next electrical engineering graduate is Ilsa Sharif. Ilsa is a Hilton Pharma Merit Scholar. Next to receive her electrical engineering degree is Maliha. Maliha is an Engro Corporation HU Tops scholar. The next EE graduate is Momal Abdul Rauf. Muhammad Abdullah. The next EE graduate is Muhammad Hassan Khan. Following Muhammad Hassan Khan is Muhammad Qamar Raza. Muhammad Qamar Raza is an Abdul Razak Musa HU Tops scholar. The next electrical engineering graduate is Muhammad Raza. Next to receive his electrical engineering degree is Muhammad Suleiman Qureshi. The next EE graduate is Muneem ul Haq. Muneem is a Fazil Lakhani and Zulfiqar Khandwala HU Tops scholar. The next EE graduate is Noor Ghazi. Noor is a Hilton Pharma Merit Scholar. And now Shamir Masroor. Shamir is a Fayaz Faiz HU Tops scholar. The next EE graduate is Sayyid Muhammad Ammar Ali Jafri. Ammar is a Dawood Habib Memorial Trust Excellence Scholar. And now, Sayyid Muhammad Muslim Hussain. Muslim is a Muhammad Ali Habib Family HU Tops Scholar. Following Muslim is Sayyida Elia Fatima Rizvi. Elia is a Misha Dawood HU Tops scholar. The next EE graduate is Vezish Ali. Vezish is a Nargis and Shahid Surti HU Tops scholar. The next EE graduate is Zaryan Ahmad Siddiqui. Zaryan is a Hilton Pharma Excellence Scholar. Rounding up the batch of EE graduates and the class of 2025 is Zoya Suleiman.
Congratulations to all the graduates. Thank you, President Rizvi and Dr. Magda. I would now like to call Dr. Amir Hassan, Vice President, Academic Affairs, to please announce the nominees and recipient of the Chancellor's Yosen Medal.
Can you hear me? Yes. So before I make the announcement and start with the Yosen Medal, let's give a round of applause to all the class of 2025 for getting their degrees. Chancellor Rafiq M. Habib, members of the board, President Wasif Rizvi, commencement speaker Dr. Shamshat Akhtar, esteemed faculty, guests, proud parents, and class of 2025, once again, adab. As a faculty, nothing makes us prouder and happier knowing that you are stepping out well prepared, not only to navigate your next journey, but also to be the light to this uncertain, unfair, unjust world out there. This belief is embedded in how the faculty at Habib teaches and mentors you in the attainment of Habib's mission of shaping futures. A mission that is deeply rooted in Habib's five-dimensional compass that we know as Yosen. And the Chancellor's Yosen Medal is the highest honor of Habib University, awarded to a graduating student who has not only excelled academically, but who has embodied the philosophy of Yosen. A student who demonstrates thoughtful self-cultivation in Habib's 5 aspirational values, that is, strive for excellence, do what is beautiful in all actions, nurture passion, respect all others, and serve the community. This year, there were 24 candidates nominated by Habib community for this medal, and this is the highest number of the eligible nominees for this Yosen medal. So let's have a round of applause for class of 2025. Needless to say कि आपकी इस कारकर्दगी की वजह से जो कमेटी थी उसको कई घंटे ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ी आपके डोजियस पढ़ने में. It was an incredibly inspiring experience for the 7-member committee to evaluate these 24 exemplary 4-year undergraduate journeys at Habib. I want to thank the wonderful committee members for their diligent work, especially to the awesome chair of the committee. No surprises, that's me. So based on the committee's recommendations to the president, I will now share in the alphabetical order a brief profile of the top 3 nominations for the Chancellor's Yosen Medal for the class of 2025. The first nominee is Mr. Amsal Malik. Amsal is a social development and policy major with a Habib Excellence Scholarship. As a curious scholar, he has a remarkable portfolio of scholarships and research internships centering around climate change and its effects using ethnographic and participatory approaches. Amongst his many achievements, Amsal was also the founder of Emerge 2023, Habib University's first ever youth leadership conference, and the president of Young Leaders Club, besides many other services, both inside and outside of Habib University. I was moved by his reflection on his 4-year undergraduate journey at Habib, where he mentions that the most striking shift was in my understanding of the education itself. While education was only seen as a tool for good career prospects, my exposure to the Habib Liberal Corps and to my faculty pushed me to view undergraduate education as a process of intellectual inquiry rather than only skill acquisition, unquote. Good job, Amsal. The second nominee is Ms. Maria Huzema. Maria is a communications and design major and also has a minor in South Asian music. Yes, she was the one who played tabla as a maestro at the recent awards night. An HU top scholar with a 100% scholarship, she has also spent a summer semester at UC Berkeley through Habib's Learn Abroad program. Besides many other achievements, she served on the Freshman Council, was an orientation leader for class of 2026, and of course performed many tabla and orchestra ensembles. I was moved by her reflection captured in her dossier that states, moreover, Habib's interdisciplinary approach, where the boundaries between disciplines are purposely fluid, has had a significant impact on how I view my 4-year undergraduate journey. By acquiring skills in theater, storytelling through writing, film, documentary work, and most importantly, my minor in South Asian music, I have come to appreciate the interconnectedness of different fields. 4 years of learning at Habib have also made me an immensely curious person to continuously seek knowledge across various domains. Well done, Maria. The third and final nominee for the Chancellor's Yosen Medal is Mr. Syed Muhammad Ali Naqvi. Ali is a computer science major with a perfect CGPA of 4.0 with 2 minors, one in electrical and computer engineering and a second minor in mathematics. He's an HU top scholar with 100% scholarship and has been on the Dean's list 6 times and President's list 3 times. He also attended Stanford's Summer International Honors Program through Habib's Learn Abroad program and a research abroad experience at Texas A&M University. He's also the winner of the President's Medal that was announced on May 29th at the awards night. President's Medal is awarded to one graduate in the entire cohort who not only demonstrates high academic achievement, but manifests a thoughtful intellect and academic growth. He captures his 4-year journey at Habib by stating, "The interdisciplinary education I got at Habib helped me stretch my thinking capabilities. Taking a diverse set of courses in the liberal core, computer science, and electrical engineering allowed me to analyze how people in different fields, engineering, mathematics, and the arts, approach problems and tackle challenges from multiple perspectives. While I believe I have not solved any groundbreaking problems yet, I believe the intellectual stimulation received at HU will one day help me do so. Good job, Ali. And I'm sure soon you, along with your colleagues, would be shaping futures. And congratulations to the top 3 nominees. It's heartening to note that all the 3 nominees are on Habib's prestigious scholarships, with 2 candidates on 100% HU top scholarships. The board members and President Rizvi must be pleased as the slide captures and manifests Habib's promise at display in trying to solve the challenge of accessibility to world-class higher education in Pakistan. May I now request the Chancellor, Rafiq M. Habib, and accompanied by President Rizvi, to please award the Yosen Medal. So I'll quickly go over the process. The 7-member committee goes through the 24 dossiers and picks the top 3 nominees, and then gives it and makes a recommendation with back and forth Q&A to the top 3 nominees that we have discussed. And then Wasif, as you know, takes the dossier, uses the physics, and then probably a night before uses the metaphysics to wait for that Ahmed, that who's the best student deserving for the Yosen's Medal. And the recipient of the Chancellor's Yosen Medal for the class of 2025 is Maria Huzema.
Thank you, Chancellor, President Rizvi, and Dr. Ahmed, and congratulations, Maria. The Habib anthem is representative of the aspirations of the students of the university. The anthem was written by Anamullah Nadeem, Assistant Professor of Practice, Comparative Humanities, and performed by the Habib University Choir.
क्या चांद क्या सितारे इनसे भी मोतबर हैं
क्या चांद क्या सितारे इनसे भी मोतबर हैं
हम इल्म के मुसाफिर
हम इल्म के मुसाफिर हम इल्म का शजर हैं
क्या चांद क्या सितारे इनसे भी मोतबर हैं मैदान इल्म फन में पाएंगे कामयाबी
मैदान इल्म फन में पाएंगे कामयाबी
हो जाएंगे हमारे दिन रात महताबी
हो जाएंगे हमारे दिन रात महताबी
ठहरेगी जिस पे दुनिया हम ऐसी राह गुजर हैं
हम इल्म के मुसाफिर हम इल्म का शजर हैं
क्या चांद क्या सितारे इनसे भी मोतबर हैं मतलब नहीं हो जिससे वो राह छोड़ देंगे
मतलब नहीं हो जिससे वो राह छोड़ देंगे
रुख वक्त की हवा का हम खुद ही मोड़ देंगे
हम नूरे आगही हैं
हम नगमाए सहर हैं
हम इल्म के मुसाफिर हम इल्म का शजर हैं
क्या चांद क्या सितारे इनसे भी मोतबर हैं एहसान हुस्न हसन दस्तूर है हमारा मंजिल से काफिला भी कब दूर है हमारा
योसन के साए में हम आमादाए सफर हैं
हम इल्म के मुसाफिर हम इल्म का शजर हैं क्या चांद क्या सितारे इनसे भी मोतबर हैं क्या चांद क्या सितारे इनसे भी मोतबर हैं
May I request the Chancellor to declare the convocation closed?
With a heart full of pride and anticipation for the future, I declare the 2025 convocation as closed. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession will now depart. We request that you stay seated until the entire academic procession has left the convocation area.
the academic procession departs in the reverse order in which they came. First to depart the area is the Chancellor, the President, the Convocation Speaker, and the board members. Following them are the Vice Presidents, Assistant Deans, and Associate Dean, and the faculty members. Following the faculty members, the star of today's show, the class of 2025.